Hello, Year 10. So, today is our last lesson before you have a nice week off next week. Remember, you would have 2 hours for this lesson today, so make sure you dedicate enough time to it. So, shall we start by writing down the date and the title, and then we'll get onto this picture on the board. So, pause the video whenever you want to, so you can catch up with me, and we'll go from there. So a pyramid is a 3D shape. So quickly, before I start rolling into it, so you did your My Maths task on Tuesday, and the cones seemed absolutely fine. I think it was the pyramids that didn't seem so strong on My Maths, from what I saw. So we are doing a little bit extra on the volume of a pyramid, particularly when it's got a triangle at the bottom, because I think that's one that threw some people. So we're going to kind of focus on that a little bit more. We're going to think about it a different way rather than thinking about it as a fraction of a prism. All I want you to think about is the volume of a pyramid is a third of the base area times the vertical height. So it's a third of the area at the bottom of the shape multiplied by the vertical height. So that's really important. If you weren't so sure about the way that My Maths did it the other day, this is a new way to think about it and a new way to write it down. So a volume of a pyramid is a third of the base area times the vertical height, which is the same as a cone because it's a third of the circle at the base multiplied by the vertical height. Same sort of thing. Same for a square-based pyramid as well. In fact, same for any based pyramid, even though actually it would be quite hard to find the area of certain shapes at the bottom. So mainly it would be triangles, squares, and rectangles at the base of your pyramids. So first example here, find the volume of this solid. So this is it's a triangular-based pyramid. So you've got the triangle at the bottom there at the base, and you've got the vertical height given there. We know it's the vertical height because we can see it's kind of it is at a right angle to the base here. So that those two lengths there, this one and this one, make a right angle there. Okay, so that's the vertical height there. Now I'm actually going to try typing today. We'll see how that goes, just because I can't stand the look of my writing on here, and it must annoy you all as well. So find the volume of the solid. So if we think about that, the volume is a third of the base area multiplied by the perpendicular height. So let's think about that. So volume equals a third multiplied by the base area. Well, let's think about the base area. How do I find the area of a triangle? Dear me, I don't know when you first probably learnt about finding the area of the triangle, but still people forget to do a half in front of it. A half times by the base times by the height, and then multiplied by the vertical height there. So that's your sum. So what we'll do is we'll obviously follow BibMaths and work out the thing in the bracket first of all to try and sort ourselves out. So a half times 6 times 5 is going to be 15. So we end up with a third times 15 times by 8. Now a third of 15 works out so nicely because it's 5. We end up with 5 times 8. So volume equals 5 times 8, which is 40 centimetres cubed, and she gets the cubed right this time. Okay, so it's a third of the base area multiplied by the vertical height. Now imagine if you weren't given the vertical height. I want you to think about what you would have to do then if you weren't given the vertical height. Just have a quick think about that. If maybe you were given the sloping height instead, what would you have to do? Mr. Pythagoras would have to come out, yeah? So that's something to think about because that's what we're going to go on to. So surface area of a pyramid. So this is a nice square-based pyramid. We knew that if we unfolded this pyramid, there would be 5 faces that we would have to find. Now, it looks like this is an isosceles type of pyramid because each of the 4 triangular faces are isosceles triangles, yet we don't actually know the lengths of the 2 equal sides for the isosceles triangle. Okay, so let's start off with the one face that we definitely can find the area of, and that's the square face, isn't it? I'm going to make it, sorry, I've just got to get my font a little bit smaller, just otherwise I won't be able to fit everything on. So the square face is obviously going to be 4 times 4, which is 16 centimetres squared. Remember, surface area, we're dealing with squared. Now I want you to think about what each of those faces look like. So that's got 4 at the bottom there. We don't know the perpendicular height of the triangle. We only know the vertical height from actually for the pyramid. We don't know this length here. Okay, we don't know that at all. All we know is the distance at the bottom is 4, and the distance to the centre here, the centre where that 7 would go up, would be 2. So I'm actually going to fill that in. Okay, I'm going to fill that in. The distance to the centre from that would be 2. So that would be 2 centimetres there. Okay. And we know that from the top to there would be 7. Now what have I created there? I've created a lovely right-angled triangle so that we can find the length of that 2D triangle face. So I'm just going to draw that triangle as best I can. You can do a little sketch here. That's what the triangle would look like, and you would have a base of 2 centimetres and a height of 7 centimetres. Okay, now how could we find that length there? Pythagoras, like I just said. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 7 squared plus 2 squared equals whatever c squared is. Okay, so 7 squared, 49, add 4 equals c squared. And so we've got c is the square root of 53. Now I don't know if I can actually do a square root sign. I'll probably, I'll draw it in with a thing. So c is the square root of 53. Now look at this amazing square root sign. Look at that. Profesh. Right, so c is square root of 53. Which is, if I get my calculator out, 7.280. I'm going to do it to 3 decimal places there, just because I don't want to round yet. Okay, I really don't want to round yet. In fact, no, I'll keep it like that. So, and that height there, that length there is 7.280 centimetres to 3 dp. I'm going to use a few more centimetres there just so I don't lose any accuracy, yeah? So now I've found this height here, which is this height here of each of the isosceles triangles. So that's great. So the area of a triangular face is going to be a half, don't forget that half, multiplied by 4, multiplied by 7.280. What's happened to my square root sign? My lord. Oh, well, Well, just imagine there's a square root sign there, okay? I'm going to try and get rid of it. Shall I try again? Imagine that's the square root sign, okay? So the area of the triangular face is this. So I'm going to multiply it by 4, times it by a half, and I get 14.560 centimetres squared to 3dp. Okay, that's one of the faces. How many triangular faces are there? There are 4, so I just need to multiply that by 4. So the 4 triangular faces are 4 times 14.560, which is 58.241. Sorry, 240 to 3 decimal places. Okay, that's not the total surface area though, is it? Because we've got the 4 triangular faces and we've got the square face here, and so we've just got to add them together. So we total surface area is 16, add the 58.240, which is 74.2 to 1 decimal place. Centimetres squared. And that's the finished answer. So let me just kind of talk through that again. We found the area of the square face. We didn't know the perpendicular height of the triangular face, so we had to find it using Pythagoras. We then needed to find the area of the triangular face, multiply it by 4 to find all 4 areas, add the 2 things together, so the area of the square face and the area of the 4 triangular faces, and round it to 1 decimal place at the end. Okay? If you need to go back, I was a bit kind of flighty through that, wasn't it, because of that stupid square root sign. So just bear in mind, take your time with this. Okay? All right. Let me check how we. Okay, in terms of time, we haven't got that much time left before it cuts out on me. So what I'll say, for those of you that are happy with that, here are the questions I'd like you to do. So exercise 15.3, questions 2, 3 and 5 on page 311 from Caboodle Pink Book. Okay, they're the questions I'd like you to do. I'm not putting answers on this time because not naming names, but some people are just copying the answers down. And I know you are, because number one, I've asked you and you haven't replied to me, rather sheepishly. And also, you put an answer that was in the back of the book, but the back of the book was wrong. So I know you're copying it down, which is not what I would expect someone in top set to be doing. So I'm not that happy, so I'm not putting answers up. You can check yourself once you've done them, okay? Also, kind of a giveaway when there's no working out for things that definitely need working out on there. All right? So thank you to those of you that are doing it properly. Very small minority that aren't, very small. But yes, apart from that, hopefully this has kind of cleared up any issues with the volumes of pyramids, and obviously we've had to talk about surface area as well. Remember to take your time with these questions. Now, after you finish this work, obviously you've got a lovely week break, and I hope you have a lovely time off, okay, off of your schoolwork, and I hope you're all safe and well. And any questions, again, don't hesitate to contact me. Now, that extra example, I'm going to do an extra video.